Diane in Denmark here, and here I am once again in our basement doing a small declutter today. I don't have much time. I'm on my way out the door. It's a good day because it's my bestie Helena's birthday. Woo! And I've got her present ready. You know, Helena's one of the besties that I swim with in the morning. And she's 52 today, or 52. She's just a couple of years older than me. Anyway, so I've got the timer set. I've got 9 minutes, but I can do a lot in the 9 minutes. And just if you've missed what I've been doing before, this is our basement. We're having a new heating system put in. And actually, I could see the men digging up in the road yesterday, so they are getting closer. The technician said to us that I had to move a set of shelves that was here so that the men could get access to the pipes. And instead of just moving it to the other side of the room, you know, and it was full of stuff, I decluttered it, and you've seen that in the last few videos. And the last time I spoke to you, we had removed the shelf that was here, and now the wall is down, access to the pipe. So all well and good, but I'm just continuing on with the declutter because, you know, in for a penny, in for a pound. Anyway, let me get my, this is my laundry room. This basement room is where I do my LOL, my LOL, my load of laundry every day. So I'll get the flip folder out of the way. And I'm just taking one box or one shelf at a time and going through it. So you might be working on, you know, maybe you're working on kitchen stuff because it's kitchen zone this week in Flylady. Right, now, and I've got a bin here for trash or recycling, and I've got a box here for giveaway if there's anything I find to give away. Now, I know what's in this one, and there's not going to be anything, I think, going from this. Can you see in there? Now, this is one of my favourite boxes in the basement, and it is music memorabilia. And in here I have concert tickets. I've got I won't show you the actual tickets because it might have, you know, personal information on it, but I have there you go. There, when I went to see Kraftwerk a couple of years ago, I saw Kraftwerk when I was about 13 or 14, and then again when they came to Copenhagen a couple of years ago. I've also got music memorabilia from concerts that I go to. I caught this drumstick from the Klaxons at a concert in Malmö. I've even written on the date, 2007. Mind you, I've only got one, so I'm not quite sure what use that is. I've got a water bottle in here that belongs, I've written on the top just in case I forget my old age. Martin Ware from Heaven 17. Fantastic concert, and I was right up at the front with my friend Catherine. She's one from New Zealand that I quite often go to concerts with, and we've just bought tickets to go and see Gary Newman next month. And I've also got one of my friends, Rasmus, a good friend of mine. He is guitarist in a very famous Danish band called Magnus Corridor. And I know him because we had kids in the same class at school. My DS18 was in the same class as his dear daughter. And we always go to Magnus Corridor concerts, and we always get to go backstage afterwards. So I've got all my bracelets, you know, the backstage VIP bracelets from those, and I've got Erasmus plectrum from guitars and stuff. Oh, and then I've got really old, oh my goodness, I've got really old letters from, I used to like a band called the Farmers Boys, and I've got their handwritten letters to me. I used to write to them, and I've got Joy Division lyrics that I've printed out, and I've got, oh my goodness, I've got, so one of these days I'm going to put it all together in a really nice, you know, box or, you know, some kind of scrapbook. But I love to just, you know, go through this from time to time. And I've got letters from Orange Juice and Aztec Camera. Yeah, those were the days. Anyway, I'm not going to bore you with all of those. Oh, look at that, Friends Again. A thing from a group from Glasgow that I loved and wrote to. And when I was young, when I was at school, I would write to bands and say, oh, I'm writing this fanzine at school, can I meet you? And I actually, that was an easy way to kind of get to meet bands under the pretense of I was writing a school fanzine. I did write the fanzine. Anyway, there's nothing going with that. Anyway, and I wrote to the Smiths, this was like years ago, and I got to meet Morrissey. And of course I took him a bunch of daffodils as you did in the day. And I actually had a letter from Morrissey, writing it now. Morrissey's dyslexic, and one of my greatest regrets is that when I left home, I left a whole lot of papers behind at home, and my dad was clearing up. He was clearing up in my stuff. My dad was dreadful about hanging on to every single sheet of paper. And he found this letter, and he could see the kind of weird script, and he thought it was some kind of 5-year-old child, and he threw out a letter addressed to me from Morrissey. Anyway, so all of the stuff that's in my memorabilia box, that gets to be kept. And I like to have a wee rummage through that. It makes me feel alive. Right, I'm on to sewing things. And down here I have my various sewing scissors. I am going to hold on to those, but I never ever let anybody use your sewing scissors, the sharp ones. Never ever cut paper, because often, like if the kids were doing some of scrap, and I would be like, no, kind of diving through the air to remove these scissors from their hands, because once you've cut paper or card, they're not good for cutting material again. Anyway, I'll keep my sewing scissors. I don't knit, really, she says, and then pulls out this bag of knitting things. Now, this is something that I picked up at the charity shop, and it came like this. This is a little knitting bag, and it's a collection of knitting needles. Now, I don't knit. I don't have the patience to knit, but I thought at some point, when I have kids, maybe I'll have time to start knitting. Didn't happen. I've got my really big chunky knitting needles that I showed you in the declutter the other day, and sometimes if I kind of just want to sit with the needles and do it, that's fine. But I'm going to keep, let me see, I'll keep a couple of them for making Danish donuts, æbleskiver at Christmas. I don't know why, but we just have this thing for using a number 3 needle. That's what they do in my husband's family. But I'm going to ask Vibeke if she wants all these. Can you see I've got all these knitting needles, and I never use them. And I've also, oh gosh, do I need to keep that? Oh, I'll ask her. She's good with these kind of things. She'll let me know if I should hang on to them. Okay, so that's a Vibeke pile. Hello Vibeke, more coming to you. Right, down here I've got my sewing machine. That's a definite keeper. I've got a Janome, if anybody's interested in that. It's a really good one that can, it's an electronic one that can do kind of fancy stitches. I'm not really into couture sewing or anything like that. I just kind of do fast things and then maybe put a name on stuff. Right, this is my little sewing basket from my granny. That definitely is a keeper. It's messy in there, but I've got the main things that I need, which is white thread, black thread, dark blue, a wee pair of scissors, and one of the best things that I discovered recently, is it these ones? Let me just show you. If you're like me and your eyesight, oh you're there, if your eyesight goes and it's really difficult to thread a needle, I got these in Daiso, the Japanese store, and they're a special needle that you can just kind of hook it through, and it kind of holds it in, so you don't have to get it through the tiny line. That has totally changed my life. Easy to thread needles. So if you're having problems threading needles, get yourself some of those. They were really cheap, but it's such a relief instead of sitting there at night trying to get the black thread into the needle. So that's our keeper. And this is a wee basket that my granny got me when I left home, when I moved to Luxembourg. Okay, so that's a keeper. I'll just do one last thing. Let's have a look in this one. And I'll do more tomorrow. So, I've managed to look through, at least through what I have. There's not going to be much going out today. These are an IKEA box where I keep my coloured threads, and what I will do is I'll go through this one and put them into that one, and then I can free up this box just for scissors. So that's what I'm going to do. Anyway, as I said, I'm rushing out the door today. Rush, rush, rush. But just look through your things. You know, as I said, most of this stuff is keeper stuff, but you can always find something that you can let go of. And that's the great thing, you know, we're not kind of decluttering. You know, I know a lot of you like the KonMari method. That doesn't work for me because I would just be paralysed at the thought of having to make a decision on all the sewing supplies that I have. It's easier for me just to, you know, go through it 15 minutes, and then the next time I can say, you know what, I haven't actually used those. Or maybe you have, and it's just it's kind of a softer approach. But anyway, do what works for you. The main thing is just make sure that you do your routines first and set your timer, and just take it in small chunks at a time. And when you're finished, you pat yourself on the back and say good job, and you get your pom-poms out and say rah rah rah, and that's it. Anyway, I need to get out the door and go and give my bestie a big hug, and Vibeke will be there as well. Actually, I'll take those with me, and then she can let me know if she wants them, or if there's anything I should keep. And I shall see you very soon. So Diane in Denmark, a rather rushed one today, but I did almost another shelf, so go me, and I shall see you very soon. Live long and prosper, may the hygge be with you, and I'll see you around. Okay, bye for now.